Welcome to an amazing story that will inspire you and help improve your English skills. Isaac Newton's story. Early life of Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was born on January 4, 1643, in the small village of Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. His life began under challenging circumstances, but his early years laid the foundation for his future greatness. This part of his story explores his childhood, family, and the early signs of his extraordinary mind. A difficult start. Isaac Newton's life started with hardship. His father, also named Isaac Newton, was a farmer who passed away 3 months before Isaac was born. This meant that Isaac never knew his father and was raised by his mother, Hannah Ayscough, alone. Hannah was a strong and determined woman, but life was not easy for her. She had to manage the family farm and take care of her newborn son. Despite the challenges, she did her best to provide for Isaac and give him a good start in life. Premature birth. Isaac was born prematurely, which means he was born before the expected time. He was so small and weak that no one thought he would survive. However, little Isaac was a fighter. Against all odds, he grew stronger and healthier, showing the resilience that would define his character throughout his life. Early childhood. Isaac's early childhood was marked by solitude and introspection. He was a quiet and thoughtful child who preferred spending time alone rather than playing with other children. This solitude allowed him to develop a deep sense of curiosity and a love for learning. Isaac's mother remarried when he was 3 years old. Her new husband, Barnabas Smith, was a wealthy clergyman. However, Barnabas did not want Isaac to live with them, so Isaac was sent to live with his maternal grandparents. This separation from his mother was heartbreaking for young Isaac and left a lasting impact on him. Life with grandparents. Living with his grandparents, Isaac felt abandoned and alone. He missed his mother deeply and struggled with feelings of rejection. Despite this, he found solace in books and learning. His grandparents' home was filled with books, and Isaac spent hours reading and exploring new ideas. Isaac's grandparents were kind but strict. They encouraged him to study and learn, but they also expected him to help with household chores and farm work. Isaac's early exposure to hard work and discipline would later shape his approach to science and research. Early education. Isaac began his formal education at the local village school. At first, he was not an outstanding student. He was more interested in building things and exploring the world around him than in traditional schoolwork. However, his teachers noticed his potential and encouraged him to focus on his studies. One of Isaac's favorite pastimes was building mechanical toys and models. He created small windmills, clocks, and other devices using wood and other materials. These early experiments showed his natural talent for engineering and mechanics. The King's School. When Isaac was 12 years old, he was sent to the King's School in Grantham, a nearby town. This was a significant change for Isaac, as it meant leaving his grandparents' home and living with a local family during the school term. At the King's School, Isaac initially struggled to fit in. He was a quiet and introverted boy who preferred reading and building things to socializing with his peers. However, everything changed one day when a boy at school bullied him. This incident sparked a determination in Isaac to prove himself, not just in strength but in knowledge. A turning point. The bullying incident was a turning point in Isaac's life. He decided to work harder and excel in his studies. He became one of the top students in his class, impressing his teachers with his intelligence and dedication. Isaac's love for learning grew during his time at the King's School. He read books on a wide range of subjects, including mathematics, science, and philosophy. He also developed a keen interest in astronomy and spent many nights observing the stars and planets. Return to Woolsthorpe. When Isaac was 14 years old, his stepfather, Barnabas Smith, passed away. His mother, Hannah, decided to bring Isaac back home to Woolsthorpe. She wanted him to become a farmer like his father and take over the family farm. However, Isaac had no interest in farming. He found it boring and monotonous. Instead, he spent his time reading, building mechanical devices, and conducting small experiments. His mother was frustrated with his lack of interest in farming, but she also recognized his intelligence and potential. Uncle William's influence. Isaac's uncle, Reverend William Ayscough, played a crucial role in his education. William was a well-educated man who recognized Isaac's talent and encouraged him to pursue his studies. He convinced Hannah to send Isaac back to school, arguing that he was destined for something greater than farming. With his uncle's support, Isaac returned to the King's School in Grantham. He worked hard and excelled in his studies, earning the admiration of his teachers and peers. By the time he was 18, Isaac was ready for the next big step in his life, attending the University of Cambridge. Preparing for Cambridge. Isaac's time at the King's School prepared him well for university. He studied mathematics, Latin, and other subjects that would be essential for his future studies. His teachers recognized his potential and encouraged him to aim high. In 1661, Isaac was admitted to Trinity College at the University of Cambridge. This was a significant achievement for a young man from a small village. Isaac's journey to Cambridge marked the beginning of his transformation, from a curious boy to one of the greatest scientists in history. Life at Cambridge. At Cambridge, Isaac worked as a servant to earn money for his education. He cleaned rooms, served meals, and helped other students. Life was not easy, but Isaac was determined to succeed. He spent most of his time studying and conducting experiments, driven by an insatiable curiosity about the natural world. Isaac's time at Cambridge was a period of intense learning and discovery. He read the works of famous scientists like Galileo and Descartes, which inspired him to think deeply about the universe. He also began to develop his own ideas and theories, laying the groundwork for his future discoveries. The Great Plague. In 1665, the Great Plague hit England, and the University of Cambridge closed. Isaac returned to his home in Woolsthorpe. This period away from Cambridge turned out to be a blessing in disguise. It gave Isaac the time and space to think deeply and make some of his most important discoveries. During the plague years, Isaac developed his theories on motion, gravity, and calculus. He conducted experiments, observed the natural world, and filled his notebooks with ideas and sketches. This period of intense creativity and innovation would later be known as his Annus Mirabilis, or Year of Wonders. Conclusion. Isaac Newton's early life was marked by hardship, solitude, and a deep love for learning. Despite the challenges he faced, he showed remarkable resilience and determination. His curiosity and passion for knowledge set him on a path to greatness, leading to discoveries that would change the world. Isaac's story teaches us the importance of perseverance, hard work, and the pursuit of knowledge. His early years in Woolsthorpe and Grantham laid the foundation for his future achievements, showing that even the most humble beginnings can lead to extraordinary success. Education and early discoveries. Isaac Newton's journey from a small village in England to becoming one of the greatest scientists in history is a story of curiosity, hard work, and groundbreaking discoveries. This part of his story focuses on his education at the University of Cambridge and the early discoveries that laid the foundation for his future achievements. Arrival at Cambridge. In 1661, at the age of 18, Isaac Newton arrived at Trinity College, University of Cambridge. This was a significant step for Isaac, as it marked the beginning of his formal education in mathematics, physics, and astronomy. Cambridge was one of the most prestigious universities in England, and Isaac was determined to make the most of this opportunity. Life as a Susser. Isaac's life at Cambridge was not easy. He came from a modest background and did not have much money. To support himself, he worked as a Susser, a student who performed various duties in exchange for reduced tuition and meals. Isaac cleaned rooms, served meals, and helped other students. Despite these challenges, Isaac remained focused on his studies and spent most of his time in the library or conducting experiments. Early studies. At Cambridge, Isaac studied the works of famous scientists and philosophers, including Aristotle Galileo and René Descartes. These thinkers had made significant contributions to the understanding of the natural world, and Isaac was eager to build on their ideas. Isaac was particularly interested in mathematics and physics. He read Euclid's Elements, a foundational text in geometry, and studied the works of contemporary mathematicians like John Wallis. Isaac's passion for learning and his ability to grasp complex concepts quickly set him apart from his peers. The Great Plague and the Year of Wonders. In 1665, the Great Plague swept through England, forcing the University of Cambridge to close. Isaac returned to his family home in Woolsthorpe. This period away from Cambridge turned out to be one of the most productive times in Isaac's life. He later referred to it as his Annus Mirabilis, or Year of Wonders. The laws of motion. During his time in Woolsthorpe, Isaac began to develop his theories on motion. He observed how objects moved and tried to understand the forces that governed their behavior. This led to the formulation of his three laws of motion. First law, inertia: an object will remain at rest or move in a straight line at a constant speed unless acted upon by an external force. Second law, force and acceleration: the force acting on an object is equal to the mass of the object, multiplied by its acceleration φ. Third law, action and reaction: for every action, there is an equal and opposite reaction. These laws became the foundation of classical mechanics and are still used today to understand the motion of objects. Universal gravitation. One of Isaac's most famous discoveries during this period was the law of universal gravitation. According to legend, Isaac was sitting under an apple tree when he saw an apple fall to the ground. This simple observation led him to wonder why the apple fell straight down instead of sideways or upward. Isaac realized that the same force that made the apple fall also kept the moon in orbit around the Earth. He called this force gravity and formulated the law of universal gravitation, which states that every object in the universe attracts every other object with a force that depends on their masses and the distance between them. This law explained not only the motion of objects on Earth, but also the orbits of planets and stars. It was a major breakthrough in astronomy and physics. Calculus. During the plague years, Isaac also developed a new branch of mathematics called calculus. Calculus is used to study changes and is essential in physics, engineering, and many other fields. Isaac's work in calculus allowed him to solve complex problems related to motion and gravity. At the same time, a German mathematician named Gottfried Wilhelm Leibniz was also developing calculus independently. This led to a famous dispute over who invented calculus first, but both men are now credited with its creation. Return to Cambridge. When the plague ended in 1667, Isaac returned to Cambridge. He was soon recognized for his brilliance and was elected as a Fellow of Trinity College. In 1669, at the age of 27, Isaac was appointed as the Lucasian Professor of Mathematics, one of the most prestigious positions at the university. As a professor, Isaac continued his research and began to share his discoveries with the scientific community. He built tools, conducted experiments, and wrote about his findings. Isaac's work in mathematics, physics, and astronomy quickly gained recognition, and he became one of the leading scientists of his time. Optics and the nature of light. In addition to his work on motion and gravity, Isaac was also interested in the nature of light. He conducted a series of experiments with prisms to understand how light behaves. Isaac discovered that white light is made up of all the colors of the rainbow. When light passes through a prism, it splits into different colors, a phenomenon known as dispersion. This discovery was groundbreaking and changed the way people thought about light and color. Isaac also built the first reflecting telescope, which used mirrors instead of lenses to produce clearer images of the stars. This invention was a significant improvement over existing telescopes and helped Isaac gain recognition among scientists. The Principia. In 1687, Isaac published his most famous work, Philosophiae Naturalis. Principia Mathematica, mathematical principles of natural philosophy, often called the Principia. In this book, Isaac described his laws of motion and universal gravitation. The Principia is considered one of the most important scientific books ever, written and laid the foundation for classical physics. The publication of the Principia established Isaac as one of the greatest scientists in history. His work revolutionized the understanding of the natural world and influenced countless scientists and thinkers. Later life and legacy. Isaac Newton's later years were marked by continued scientific work and public service. In 1696, he moved to London to work as the warden of the Royal Mint, where he was responsible for overseeing the production of coins and fighting counterfeiting. In 1703, he became the president of the Royal Society, a prestigious scientific organization. Isaac Newton died on March 31, 1727, at the age of 84. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, a great honor for someone of his achievements. Isaac's work has had a lasting impact on science and the world. His laws of motion and universal gravitation are fundamental to our understanding of physics. His development of calculus has revolutionized mathematics and engineering. His discoveries in optics have advanced our knowledge of light and color. Isaac Newton's life teaches us the importance of curiosity, hard work, and perseverance. He showed us that by observing the world and asking questions, we can uncover the secrets of the universe. Later life and legacy of Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton's later years were marked by continued scientific work, public service, and the recognition of his genius. This part of his story explores his achievements during his later life, his contributions to science and society, and his lasting legacy. The Royal Mint. In 1696, Isaac Newton took on a new role as the warden of the Royal Mint in London. This was a significant change from his academic life at Cambridge. But Isaac approached his new responsibilities with the same dedication and rigor that he applied to his scientific work. The Royal Mint was responsible for producing the currency of England, and at the time, counterfeiting was a major problem. Isaac took his job seriously and worked tirelessly to improve the quality of the coins and combat counterfeiting. He introduced new methods for minting coins and implemented strict measures to ensure their authenticity. Isaac's efforts were highly successful. The quality of English currency improved, and the problem of counterfeit coins was significantly reduced. His work at the Royal Mint not only helped stabilize the economy, but also earned him the respect and admiration of the public. President of the Royal Society. In 1703, Isaac Newton was elected as the President of the Royal Society, the most prestigious scientific organization in England. This position was a testament to his standing as one of the greatest scientists of his time. As president, ASAC played a key role in promoting scientific research and discovery. He presided over meetings, reviewed scientific papers, and encouraged the exchange of ideas among scientists. ASAC's leadership helped to establish the Royal Society as a leading institution for scientific inquiry and innovation. Knighthood. In 1705, Isaac Newton was knighted by Queen Anne, becoming Sir Isaac Newton. This was a rare honor for a scientist, and reflected the high regard in which he was held by both the scientific community and the public. Isaac's knighthood was a recognition of his contributions to science and his service to the country. It also marked the culmination of a remarkable journey from a small village in Lincolnshire to becoming one of the most celebrated figures in England. Later scientific work. Even in his later years, Isaac continued to pursue scientific research. He published several important works, including Optics in 1704, which detailed his experiments and theories on light and color. In this book, Isaac explained his discovery that white light is composed of all the colors of the rainbow, and described his work on the nature of light and vision. Isaac also continued to refine his theories on gravity and motion. He corresponded with other scientists and engaged in debates about the nature of the universe. His work during this period helped to further solidify his reputation as a leading figure in the scientific community. Personal life. Isaac Newton was known for his intense focus and dedication to his work. He never married and had no children. His personal life was largely devoted to his scientific pursuits and his responsibilities at the Royal Mint and the Royal Society. Isaac was a private and reserved man who preferred to work alone. He was known for his perfectionism and often spent years refining his theories and experiments before publishing them. This meticulous approach to his work ensured that his discoveries were of the highest quality and accuracy. Legacy. Isaac Newton's contributions to science and mathematics have had a profound and lasting impact on the world. His laws of motion and universal gravitation are fundamental to our understanding of physics and continue to be taught in schools and universities around the world. Isaac's development of calculus revolutionized mathematics and has become an essential tool in science, engineering, and economics. His work in optics advanced our understanding of light and color, and laid the groundwork for future discoveries in the field. Isaac's influence extended beyond his scientific achievements. He inspired countless individuals to pursue knowledge and explore the natural world. His life and work demonstrated the power of curiosity, hard work, and perseverance. The Newtonian Revolution. Isaac Newton's discoveries marked the beginning of the Newtonian Revolution, a period of rapid advancement in science and mathematics. His work provided a new framework for understanding the natural world and influenced the development of modern physics. Isaac's laws of motion and universal gravitation provided the foundation for classical mechanics, which dominated scientific thought for centuries. His work in optics and mathematics opened up new avenues of research and discovery. The Newtonian revolution also had a profound impact on society. It challenged traditional beliefs and encouraged a more rational and empirical approach to understanding the world. Isaac's work helped to usher in the Age of Enlightenment, a period of intellectual and cultural growth that transformed Europe and the world. Honors and recognition. Throughout his life, Isaac Newton received numerous honors and recognition for his work. In addition to his knighthood, he was elected as a Fellow of the Royal Society and served as its president for over 2 decades. Isaac's work was widely celebrated during his lifetime, and he was regarded as one of the greatest scientists in history. His contributions to science and mathematics earned him a place among the most influential figures in human history. Death and burial. Isaac Newton died on March 31, 1727, at the age of 84. He was buried in Westminster Abbey, a great honor that reflected his status as a national hero. His funeral was attended by many of the leading figures of the time, and his legacy was celebrated by the scientific community and the public. Isaac's tomb in Westminster Abbey is marked by a grand monument that bears the inscription, "Here lies Sir Isaac Newton," who by a strength of mind almost divine and mathematical principles peculiarly his own, explored the course and figures of the planets, the paths of comets, the tides of the sea, the dissimilarities in rays of light, and what no other scholar has previously imagined, the properties of the colors thus produced. Diligent, sagacious, and faithful in his expositions of nature, antiquity, and the Holy Scriptures, he vindicated by his philosophy the majesty of God mighty and good, and expressed the simplicity of the gospel in his manners. Mortals rejoice that there has existed such and so great an ornament of the human race. Conclusion. Isaac Newton's life and work have left an indelible mark on the world. His discoveries in physics, mathematics, and astronomy have shaped our understanding of the natural world and continue to influence scientific research and education. Isaac's story is a testament to the power of curiosity, hard work, and perseverance. He showed us that by observing the world and asking questions, we can uncover the secrets of the universe. His legacy serves as an inspiration to all who seek to explore the unknown and push the boundaries of human knowledge. Isaac Newton's life reminds us that greatness is not born, but built through dedication, resilience, and a relentless pursuit of knowledge. His journey from a small village in England to becoming one of the greatest scientists in history is a powerful example of what can be achieved with determination and a passion for learning.
Thank you for listening. Please subscribe this channel and enjoy learning English.